All right, so on this date in 1997, May 27th, as Jim and I record this, How Do I Live released. And it was released not by one artist, but by two, LeAnn Rimes and Trisha Yearwood. One's been a commercial success, one won a Grammy, but it's a pretty surreal thing to look back on and really get the behind-the-scenes details on it, Jim. Diane Warren writes this song. I mean, she's just a titan of songwriting, but it was written for Con Air. It was supposed to be in that movie, which is just a fantastic work in its own right. But what exactly happened between LeAnn Rimes and Trisha Yearwood here?
Okay, so where to start with this thing? It's a kind of a complex story, but I think we can start with LeAnn wins the Grammy Award for Best New Artist in 1997. She's just like 13 or 14 years old at the time. So if you remember LeAnn in 1997, she was huge. She explodes in 96 with her debut album Blue. And the thing that I really remember that she was in was those Got Milk ads on those billboards. She's everywhere. So same time frame, Trisha Yearwood, she's kind of in her early 30s at this time, has already established herself as kind of a female, like, premier vocalist. She's had a handful of number one hits, Thinking About You, Believe Me Baby, I Lied. So those both went number one around this kind of mid-90s time frame. All right. Now we've got songwriter Diane Warren that you mentioned. Great songwriter, known really especially for some of the songs that she penned for movies. I Don't Want to Miss a Thing from Armageddon. And she's...
Yeah, I mean, you don't even need to say anything else after that one, but the list is incredible. Just check out her Wikipedia page.
Yeah, just like a force on the movie charts. So Diane pens How Do I Live with LeAnn in mind. So she gets LeAnn to record a demo of this song that she presents to the producers of Con Air. It's a spicy song, and remember, LeAnn is only 14 years old at this time. So Con Air's team, I don't know if it was Jerry Bruckheimer or whoever, wasn't satisfied with LeAnn's version. So I don't know if they asked her to tweak it, and LeAnn didn't want to do that, or if they just went to Trisha and said, hey, Trisha, you're a little bit older. This song, kind of fits more, as opposed to someone who's 14, someone who's, in her early 30s. Trisha records this song, and as the story goes, she doesn't know that LeAnn has also done a version, that they presented to Con Air. So all this starts to come to light at some point. So both Trisha and LeAnn's versions are released on May 27th, 1997. They've got competing labels. Trisha is on MCA Nashville and LeAnn is on Curb. So there you go. We've got two great female voices. We've got two competing labels, and they both send this thing to radio. Now, Trisha's version makes the Con Air soundtrack. If you remember, Trisha's video has all the footage from Con Air, which is released in like June 97. So now radio stations are getting in on this it really was a media-generated controversy. They're holding votes. They're doing contests on who has the better song, who has the better video. So now we've got this kind of perfect storm. We've got premier vocalist, exact same song. So Trisha Yearwood's goes to number 2 on the country chart, number 23 on the pop chart. LeAnn's version does the opposite, goes to number 43 on the country chart, but number 2 on the all-genre pop chart. Both versions of the song are nominated for Best Female Country Vocal Performance at the Grammys in 1998. Trisha wins it, and about this time, Trisha really starts kind of dominating award shows. She wins back-to-back Female Vocalist of the Year in 97 and 98 at the CMAs. LeAnn also has like a fantastic career, but LeAnn's version of the song has been certified by the RIAA for sales of 3 million units. So it went triple platinum. I mean, the biggest winner in all this kind of controversy is the songwriter. She gets the best of both worlds. Two great vocalists singing this song, selling millions of copies.
What has prevented something like this from happening again? I mean, you hear about songs that are written for certain artists or kind of shopped around. Like, I'd love to dig in one day about songs that were written for anybody to record that were looked at by a country artist but end up getting recorded by pop artists, and vice versa. Hip hop, like that stuff happens. But what's prevented this kind of mix up from happening since 1997?
Well, nothing prevents it, and we can go back and talk about a few examples, sometime later on. But once a song is recorded by an artist, once that songwriter either allows that to happen, or the publishing team, anyone can record it. So that's why you have artists, especially songwriters, who have written songs, and maybe it gravitates toward an artist that they didn't have in mind. They can't really stop that from happening. Once it's been out there, anyone can record it. The songwriter is going to get paid, but you can't stop it, as far as I know.
But as far as like a mix up like this, like the song being released on the same day, the same track being up for single of the year, that was kind of iconic to see. How Do I Live? LeAnn Rimes, I think it was Dwight Yoakam, was presenting the award, and he reads it twice, and they show a headshot of LeAnn, and then they show the solo shot of Trisha. Like, that kind of thing is bizarre, and I don't know if we'll ever see that happen again.
No, probably not, because there's a certain respect for, especially in country music within the industry. But this was really, this was more of a label thing. Like, the labels are out to make money. They both had these versions of the song, so they said, we're shipping them, and we'll let the public decide. And the public did. They love the poppier version, LeAnn's, and Trisha's, was a soaring success as well. So it's like a perfect storm of kind of controversy that was generated by the media, but also everyone it's a win-win for everybody, really.
Yeah, if you look on the Billboard's Hot 100 all-time biggest hits list, How Do I Live is still number 5. Uptown Funk from Bruno Mars has surpassed it. Mac the Knife, all-time classic hit, 1959. But then there's Smooth from Santana in 1999 at number 2, and The Twist, all-time number 1. So that gives you some perspective about the lasting power of this song, and young 15-year-old LeAnn Rimes, the one that got it done, and the backstory makes it that much more interesting.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just one of those things. 1997, we're talking 24 years ago now, so it's still fun to talk about.
The people definitely have decided how they feel about these artists' relationship with this song. If you look on LeAnn Rimes' page on Spotify, How Do I Live is her number 1 most listened to. It's only Trisha Yearwood's number 4. So that identity with the song, I think, kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, everyone's got their favorite version, so it doesn't matter to me who's you're listening to. Diane penned a great song, great movie, 2 great versions of it. So win, 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 win for everybody.
Yeah, and go check out, I think multiple people have done an edit where they're both singing on the track, which is kind of crazy to listen to. But 24 years of How Do I Live Without You, whoever you like better. It's a great track. Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, man.